What is up, guys?
What's
It
going
is
on, everybody?
Thursday night. We got someone new. Walsh said he'll be here, and Walsh, he'll pop in late with a surprise. So we got Sean with us,
What's
and
going on, everybody?
Sean was someone we were talking about before. So Sean is a survival expert, and you're going to be seeing him more and more on our channel. I got Rumble up over here too, making sure that Rumble's working, and it looks like it is. Welcome, dude. It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here. I'm looking forward to it. I've been watching it for a while now, and a lot of expertise. I'm looking to kind of see how I can string in survival and some of the tactical survival stuff into the stuff you guys already do really, really well.
Yeah, it's good to see you here, and that's something that I think a lot of us, myself included, are really excited about and learning about. I love outdoors and backpacking and hiking. It's something that I did growing up, and I think there's a big difference that people don't realize between being an avid backpacker and having legit outdoor survival skills. And so, really looking forward to seeing what type of videos and content you'll put together.
Yeah, I'm really excited about getting into this as well. It's going to be obviously there's a lot of the rudimentary like backwoods survival stuff that's awesome, but too many times now everybody gets to stay on a trail, so it's good to get off that trail, get yourself lost in the middle of nowhere and see how it plays. You really get your skills
tested. Have you watched any of those missing 411 videos?
No.
There's this whole book series. This retired FBI guy, he basically did like a compilation of all these people that go missing, specifically in like national forests and federal land. And it's always something really odd. Like one of the stories that comes to mind, these grandparents are with their granddaughter, and she's kind of being stubborn. Come on, she's not following him. She just sits down in the middle of the pathway, and they just think, okay, well, we'll walk a little ways ahead, and she'll get scared, and she'll come to us. And they walked a little ways ahead, turn around, she's still sitting in the middle of the path, go a little bit further, turn around, she's gone. And then this massive manhunt starts, and they find her like 7 miles. She was alive. They found her like 7 miles from where they were. No idea how she got there. She had this supposed imaginary friend, and then doing some more digging, you find out that her imaginary friend, whose name was, whatever, Stephanie or something, that there was a Stephanie that died at that location, 30 years prior or whatever it is. So tons of stories like that. They usually don't always end in happy endings like that. Usually it's like person went missing, they were never seen from again. But a lot of those stories, yeah. So Derek Murphy says Mr. Ballin is an ex-Navy SEAL who does a lot of these stories, and he highlights these missing 411 stories a lot. So I hear a lot of those, and then my buddy's like, "Hey, let's go backpacking." Like, not unless there's like 20 of us. If there's 20 of us, I'll go.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I love watching this stuff. If nothing else, sometimes they just provide you comedy. Obviously, the big hit stuff as of late, it seems like, is Alone, and I honestly just think Alone is slowly watching somebody die. Like that's the whole premise behind the story. You've got these survival experts, and
there's a good buddy of mine that was he was an Air Force SEER guy who was on the show, Brady Nichols.
I love him. He's a great dude.
Brady's awesome. A good friend of mine.
At least he just gets bored.
Yeah, that's exactly like, and he was like the number 2 guy.
Yeah,
he didn't win it, but he was like second or third, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's been a few survival guys from the Air Force that have been on there, and they've done really well. It comes down to a mental thing at some point.
Sure.
And a lot of different people will succumb to whatever, but man, if you're bored, it goes without saying, like, it's going to get to you over time.
Yeah. So welcome, Walsh. I do have to say, I'll jump on to a lot of the comments. I'll piggyback, as a commander would say. I'll piggyback off of some of the comments that I've seen in the comments for your Agilite KZero video. Your beard is looking really good.
I think that was 90% of the comments. I was pretty much like, so before this, as I was walking down here, I put so apologies for being late. My one of my kiddos is sick, so I was helping him get to sleep. So as I'm walking down here, Hop and Brass Facts they did a live at the exact same time because they're jerks. So I jump in there and I said to them, I was like, dude, every time. They're like, oh yeah, sorry about that. But they're like, also, Walsh, we were looking at your video. We've noticed you become tier 1 Walsh now with the beard. Like,
you got to throw the hat back on if you want to be tier 1 though, man.
You're right. Like I was
Not with hair like that.
I had the gaiters. I had my gaiters on and I had my hat on. And I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, oh no, I'm that guy. Like I'm the Walmart veteran guy.
Yeah.
With the
there
Glock.
You got to have gaiters. You got to have
Thank
gaiters
you for my
nearby.
service.
Yeah. They're always got to be near. Which ones you got? Those are the Magnums, aren't they?
Yeah.
I love those Spectres. I've been selling it.
I think I have a pair of those too.
I love those.
We got tons of comments that I've.
Yeah. So if you didn't know the game, you do know the game. I was about to say.
We got lots of
you know the game
comments.
But I do have a new cup. Do it right.
Today.
Yeah.
I got my new leftist tears cup. Thank you, Ben Shapiro on the Daily Wire.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
So Joe Livingston, I'm guessing he was talking about the KZero because that's a video that came out today. He says, well, what level 4 ceramic plates will fit in this carrier?
Dude, everything. Those I purposely tried the LA police gears because they're actually like a little bit more than
Like 1.8 inches.
Yeah, they're like 1.1. And if you're going to struggle with anything, it would be those. So there was still a good bit of room left over. So if you went to 1.25 inches, you'd be fine. So I can't think of a single plate that would be 1.25 inches thick that you'd want to wear.
Yeah, so Croak says it'll swallow a thick level 4. You can order it for common 10x12 or the larger SAPI plates.
Yeah.
I think the word you're looking for, Croak, is girthy.
Yeah, very, very good. So hey, did we do all our introductions for Sean and everything? I'm sorry, as I'm kind of behind.
Yeah, if you were here on time, you would have seen that.
Listen, I said
or heard it. If you would have had your phone like listening to the live chat.
I was listening to the Brass Facts and Hot Pathetic Show.
Yeah, of course you would. Caleb's here. Caleb says hello, everyone. And Jacob says hello, Caleb, aka Banhammer Prime. So Caleb is our techno wizard over on our Discord, and it's funny we have a channel there that's Second Amendment like news updates, and for some reason one day, I think it was food. Like there was a huge conversation on like what fast food places everyone likes best in the Second Amendment news and updates channel, and Caleb came in like he was about ready to ban everybody that was in there.
Somebody's got to keep us honest.
Crook says stop. We have time.
I am horrible about Discord. I used to be good about Discord. Now I'm horrible about it.
Yeah. You're busy though. You got a new job.
Yeah.
Grown out beer. That takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time. Me and this beer just spent a lot of time talking and arguing about things. Like we did our vacation out to Missouri, and like the whole time I was like doing these like made up voices, like because with the beer, like, hey, welcome to the Ozarks. I see you made it. Have a seat. I was like, what's that? Like, that's my beard voice. Like, if you got a cool beat, you gotta have just a sweet. I see you made it up here. Come join us. Be part of the team.
Is it like a Southern Batman voice?
Yeah, kind of. It's a little bit like it's the Ozarks. It's the Ozarks voice. That's
okay.
What it is. Like, welcome to
that.
Gotta be close.
I was telling Sean we got a new dog. I was showing him before. I posted some pictures on our Discord, but I was teasing my daughter. She's all excited and she had her phone out. She was about ready to record, talk to her friends, and I go, he can talk. And she was like, really? She gets all excited, hits record, and she goes, speak, and he's not saying anything. Finally, she says, speak, and I go, hello. All on this recorded, she was like, Dad. Very upset. Teenagers get very upset.
There's a lot of good comments. Good grief.
I know I'm so behind, guys. I'll catch up, I promise. So Derek, hello, Sean. Welcome, Sean. Tactical Jawa's here. Hello, friends.
Real quick though,
British accent.
I think it should be noted that of all of us, Sean has actual credentials. Like the rest of us are just idiots in a yard. And Sean's like, it's like, no, I can actually say what you should do because I teach this stuff. So just remember that when we talk about stuff that me and Jason are idiots learning, and Sean's like a lot of stuff I've learned and talked about, like secretly, I've probably talked to Sean about and been like, hey, is this kind of what you would do? Like, no, you would do more of this, that, and the other. But like maybe if you were in, a more attacking posture. Like his is going to be a lot more like survival and evasion, where we may talk about more like, hey, we're going to go from an attack posture. So you're going to see two very different thought processes. So yeah.
Oh, hey,
the nice
here's a
thing
good
is
comment.
you can switch between them pretty readily depending on what your situation is. I mean, that's the whole idea, at least in my world, is being able to bounce back and forth between them when it's necessary and needed.
Beard.
Just all about the beard.
So not yo average Jose says, what do you guys think about the new executive orders? Any insight?
Yeah, that's all they were talking about on freaking. I think it has to be the same guy, because someone over on Hop and Brass Facts thing was just like full on caps, the whole thing.
Was that you, not yo average Jose?
God, it has to be the same guy.
Shadowman says, so to start this off, what would you have in a chest rig? What would you have as the basics? And I think he meant why.
Oh, that's a great one for Sean. Yeah, chest rig, yes or no? Let's start.
So honestly, I do like chest rig.
Oh, you're out. How do we?
I know, man.
I'm better removed from it.
I know. I'm out.
10 minutes. It lasted 11 minutes. No, no, go ahead.
It's just nice. Like, obviously, as a survival guy, I mean, a lot of the times I've got a rucksack on with whatever components I have inside it. So it's nice having access to a bunch of just basic components on a chest rig, so that if I do need to drop my ruck and go somewhere else, even if it's just temporarily, it's just quicker, more expedient, and I could still keep a lot of survival capability on me.
I think we're thinking of two different scenarios, though. One where like I don't like chest rigs from an engagement perspective, because I'm like, I don't want that. So then, in saying so far as that, what would you then have in your chest rig?
Well, so are you talking if you don't want a chest rig, if you're gonna run just a regular plate carrier,
whatever you would run in a chest rig? If you run mags, if you run, I don't know.
So if I'm deployed or whatever overseas and doing that thing, I'll run the same setup a lot of guys do. I mean, you can't replace, like, you have to engage with people when it's right, when it's necessary, and bring the force along with you. So if that's my situation, I'll actually run like a little mini survival kit on the back of my belt, so that it stays with me no matter what. But it is very, very basic. And if I'm being really, really honest, it's geared towards escape more than it is survival.
So then, if we were talking about this before the chat started. So I was telling Sean, when I was really avid into backpacking and hiking, I had that Hill People Gear recon bag, and I would keep my firearm there because usually my pack, I had the waist strap on, and so you couldn't have a holster. It didn't work out for me to have a holster on, so I'd keep my firearm in my chest rig, and then I would usually have fire starting kit, like tinder, a lighter, super basic, nothing really beyond that.
Yeah, so they make a lot of really cool stuff now that's quite small, which is beneficial. So I don't remember the exact name of the product, but it is just quite literally maybe a string with a magnetized rod on the end of it that can give you a north-south bearing. And to be honest with you, that's all you really need for navigation if you're going to be in that kind of situation. After that, I agree with you. It's always great to make fire, but I'm not going to rely on it a whole lot. And a small amount of material will go a really, really long way. I mean, a ferro rod and some natural twine or something that's coated in paraffin or beeswax will maintain its ability to light in even the wettest conditions and keep it going for quite a while. But like I said, after that, I'm typically going to go towards some escape items. So the idea is I want to get out of the situation where I can get back in the fight. Right.
So I think, Shadowman, the question should be maybe narrowed a bit and seeing what scenario are you talking about?
Yeah.
So I think we're all going to have different ideas of what we would want to have on us, and whether you're solo or on a team.
Oh, I totally stole this one because I think we've talked about this one. So Sean's thoughts on so I totally stole it. Next comment, Jason. But Sean's thoughts on SC knives. I know when I did Augmentee for you guys, we did the laser strikes, but you told me that wasn't your favorite though.
No, it isn't. But they're a beast of a knife. So if you want an SE knife, I would say go for it. It's going to last you a long time. You can absolutely beat the snot out of it. It's going to rip through wood and do everything you need to. There's other stuff. It just depends on what you want that knife to do. Am I allowed to show knives?
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
So
Boom.
for a while
so
back, Ontario made a Blackbird knife, which I always thought was a pretty decent knife. It had a rounded bevel, so you can hollow out a nice even hole. But what I liked about it is the spine on it had just enough of a lip to where it gives you a really, really quality spark on any kind of ferro rod. And then it's full tang, solid steel, and enough of a hand guard so that if you're really working it, it's not gonna, your hand isn't gonna slide off of it. So as I've gotten a little bit older and they tell me a little bit wiser, I've moved away from like big, huge knives like the Tom Brown Tracker Jr., which just freaking, it's a beast. It's a great knife, but man, it is just too much. And I found that you can do a lot more with a much smaller knife, and do everything you would with the other one.
So you shouldn't have an axe on your battle belt.
I love an axe, but I wouldn't put it on a battle belt. No, unless you're trying to scare the living daylights out of people. Axes, like anybody that's willing to carry an axe on a battle belt, you don't want to run into that person.
Unless you're Walsh.
Release too. It's a quick release axe, like because you don't know.
I mean, I always have axes around, so I've got a Grants for felling axe right there.
No, that'd be awesome. You could put a full size on there. Oh, I'll help you. I'll help you rig it up. I'll get Grim Hunter to make a rig for it. They'll do it.
I'll rock it.
They'll do it too.
Let's try to square it on the shoulders too. So,
like Donatello style, but like just
yeah.
We could probably do it with a cool magnet or something, just like clink and like.
It's just ridiculous.
All right.
Caleb says, I think this is why they had to get Sean to come on. Needed someone without a beard now that Walsh has one.
There's always one. There's always has to be one.
One day. I had a choice, though.
Yeah. Listen, I didn't have a choice either.
I would have a beard.
So, and Jason, I'm going to steal one more ahead because I think it kind of aligns with this. And because I was going to ask the same thing. I kind of know a little bit about this, but can you elaborate on what you mean by escape items? And I think this is going to be an awesome segue into some cool stuff we're going to have Sean show you guys, definitely from this perspective, from escape and evasion and navigation. He's got a ton of cool content that we're hoping to put together. But what would you be thinking like as like those core escape items?
So it depends on the scenario again, and not to kind of belittle that, but the first thing I would try to predict is what type of restraints you might have on you. So if it's more of a primitive, like a home abduction or something like that, typically people are going to use things around them or they're going to come prepared. So it could be cordage or wire from like a lamp. It could be rope. It could be duct tape, or it could be something more sophisticated like zip ties or handcuffs, depending on how prepared they are for it. So, but if you're in kind of a run or gun situation and you know that's the scenario, you kind of just have everything ready. That's how I would kind of start to posture when you're thinking about things. As far as escape items, man, like think simple to complex. What do you have around you readily available at any given time? The best way to get out of handcuffs is a handcuff key. I mean, that goes without saying, but there's a lot of other tricky stuff you can do. Obviously, you've seen movies where people have picked handcuffs with, the metal on glasses. You can do it with bobby pins and hair berets and all this other kinds of stuff.
It's funny you say the easiest way is a key, and some belts do have a spot to just put a key in.
And I would say as long as you're not like completely advertising it, you're probably good. Like just make sure it's semi-concealed and you're not like saying, "Hey, I'm ready for you."
Yeah. Hey, you guys do one thing real quick.
Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of things that I think that we can do videos on, and it probably make more sense. I can say little objects and stuff out loud, but it's going to be better just to show you guys. So I'm definitely all about that.
Yeah, out of context, I think he's going to show you some really cool stuff. But yeah, check this out. This is on Discord right now. Croak was posting this. He had this ready. Like he knew. He probably is already like, oh, hold on, let me go what I got bookmarked. So yeah, we got all kinds of axe goodies ready for you, Sean. We'll be fine.
I'm ready for them. I've seen a lot of these shorty things misused, and then they look really cool when they go into people's shins. So you just got to be careful of them.
Real cool, right until they hit your
All about
shit.
that follow through.
Andreas Walsh, just watched your KZero video. It was great. I got a KZero right after.
Heck yeah.
That's what I got. Although mine is a one-off. This is a Lev customized KZero.
Is it? How's that one customized?
So it's the one that he screwed into the wall, the wall at SHOT Show. Maybe we should do something cool with the prototype. So the prototype I have, it just doesn't have the Grim Hunter back flap. They added that later. And then the shoulder straps in the front portion are black instead of tan. I think it looks cool with tan, but yeah, I love it, man. It's really good, and no one else has a Lev custom KZero. I'm never giving this up. Lake Rat 97. What's up, guys? Just got back from the gym. What did I miss?
Welcome.
Missed a whole lot of.
Yeah, all of the stuff, all the talking.
Everything.
Oh, Big Truck's here. Tier 1 truck wizard.
Oh.
He said he ordered the KZero because he got the K19 and the clips on the shoulder straps got in the way, and I want a lightweight carrier too. The 3.0, the K19 version 3.0 should have the QDs that you can remove.
No, okay. It's interesting to talk, Jason, because you've gotten to have some time with that. Have you got to play shouldering with that? Because I like to go more in.
I don't. So for me, it's right where those QDs are that I love shouldering my rifle.
What about on that one?
So it's actually
out a little bit more.
Yeah, but I don't know. The way that this is positioned, I feel like this is more inward than the K19.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it comes more in, so there's more room on the shoulders, it felt like.
Yeah, so I get it right on my shoulder. No problem.
Nice.
Harry's here. Good evening, ladies and night. And for those of you that might be confused again, so I know his name says Mike. We call him Harry because his previously banned name was Harry.
Sean, are you on Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, hop over Discord and talk to these people in real time.
You got it.
They're showing.
I can pull it up here.
Yeah. Okay, we can pull it up too.
Yeah,
Shadowman paid $2 for Sean to look at Discord.
Okay. Let me do some work, Shadowman. Let me pull all these up so they're in my browser, and then I think I should be able to go through all of them.
I like all these comments. Like it just happens to be randomly. Like rest in peace, Cody. Like
Yeah.
you're like.
Right.
And if you guys are wondering, Joe's playing babysitter tonight. He has to take care of his grandson. So
So we talked about it last live chat. Joe's he's got a new grandson. Yeah. This one you didn't answer. J-Dub says you went to Missouri and didn't tell me. Walsh is officially my least favorite now.
The Walsh
I think
family
he was always your least favorite.
Yeah.
223 more not Jason. What's up, buddy? All right, so let's go.
Only say hi to you. We only say hi to one person. Like, hey, that one guy. Good evening.
Yeah, not you. All right, let me share these.
Are you able to pull up the pictures?
Yep.
I do want to say one funny
I'm going backwards. I'm sorry.
So Jason gets to preview some of my videos before I see them, and so I had posted it and I hadn't said anything to him. So he's watching. I don't even know he's watching it, and he's like, Walsh, I just got through the KZero video, and I don't know if you're especially agitated that day, but you have some gems in there.
Yeah, like you filmed that when you were really salty.
Yeah, but you must have been angry because you were just like, and these people pissed me off too. Anyway.
All right, so that is way too.
That's a receipt. Zoom it. Hey.
So it looks like Shadowman's got some good stuff in here. I see Mylar blankets, which are amazing tools for a ton of different things. Keep you warm, keep you dry. It looks like you've got a My Topo map maybe in that plastic bag. Man, if you guys haven't looked at or checked out that site, and if I'm wrong, Shadowman, let me know. mytopo.com, you can get a map for pretty much anywhere you want to go. So they are phenomenal.
Let me go to the next one.
What's that?
He's saying, it's a My Topo. He's saying it's a My Topo.
Okay. Yeah, really good call there. Catadine bags that you can collapse are great. Energy shots, those are good. Leatherman Mutt, those are phenomenal. Fire starter. You got a little bit of everything going on here. I think you're onto something. So this is something I'll probably talk about. I see the GPS up there. Depends on how expensive you want to go and how good of a signal you always want to acquire. Something that I've always recommended to people is going with like an external GPS antenna that has like a quad helix. So like on mine here, you can see that external. The nice thing about this is when I was working in some of the South American locations, that thing is going to give you a GPS signal in even the triple canopy jungles. So nastiest of weather, whatever it throws at you, I want to, if I'm relying on a GPS to know where I'm at or how I'm navigating, I need it to work 100% of the time, every time. So my personal opinion is just shell out a little extra money or get really good at map and compass skills. One of those two.
Either pay for it or learn it. One of the two.
Yeah. Or I mean, ideally both, right?
Yeah. What is that?
Bar.
What is the Cade? What is that thing, Sean?
So the Catadine, all it is just a water bag. So Catadine, they also make amazing water purifiers and filter systems, which again, man, like depending on what kind of situation you find yourself in or how long you're going to be there, you do not want to have anything to do with cryptosporidium or giardia. That stuff will put you down and you'll be making loud sounds that'll give your position away really quick. But it's not going to be from the implement that you want it to.
Loud noises.
What's the old Duke cannon?
Yeah, some type of bomb. I see bomb, BALM.
Yeah.
Fire starter.
Yeah, so those wet cube fire starters, those are really, really solid. So this is where I think those man-made tenders are phenomenal, and I think you keep a couple of them. But I also recommend to people, if you can, to like make your own. They tend to do really well, and you can get a lot going a long way. As I said before, I'm a huge fan of like the twine, natural twine, and you've got your paraffin beeswax. So you can start to thread these apart, rip them apart, and they're going to catch a spark or a light or whatever really, really well, and then they'll just slow burn the rest of the way. So even if it's pouring down rain, these will start. So will your man-made wet tinder fire starters, but I can get a lot more bang for my buck out of these.
What are poop pills? It says I don't want to forget my poop pills.
Hey, when you got the runs, you got to stop that thing. Otherwise, you're gonna get dehydrated real fast.
Some Imodium.
Enhance. Why does it keep doing it?
I like it already.
Oh,
I love
funny.
it.
Hey, so I like Croak. Croak goes, oh, like Charger, he gonna die. No way. That's like as much as I make fun of Olike, that's probably one of the. I mean, we've beaten the snot out of those. I wish one of our Olites. So we've had a ton of Olites given to us. You know, just things to show, just things that you've seen, things you haven't, things we bought. And I wish one of them between the three of us, me, Cody too, one of them would have died so that we would have a position to say, yeah, we're with you guys. These things kind of stink, but not one. We've not lost a single one of them. And we shot one with a shotgun and
still shot.
It still works. It's one of our favorites. It's like a museum piece.
You can't beat it if it's rugged.
Some of my Olites have been through the washer more than once.
Nice.
Jason, I did see this from the dude. It says Walsh managed to throw spitting raisins under the bus 3 or 4 times, not even naming them. Did you see the last ranking?
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah. Oh, that's a good time.
4 out of 40 for Cody. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like, and then I love the comments are like, "Hey, what Instagram plate carrier companies are you talking about?" And I forgot who it was. I think it was like KZero or maybe Jamer. Someone commented and they were like, "Hey, join our Discord and you'll get all the juicy details."
You should know.
Hey, Kiowa Bob says, what about some Sling Blade voices? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am kind of curious. What would something Sean was asking us too, like what you guys would like to see most from a survival or evasion or whatever.
Did you say Asian?
No, evasion. Did I say Asian? No, evasion.
Oh, evasion.
What's wrong with you?
My boss called me today and he was like, hey, what was that agent's name? And I go, did you say Asian? He was like, God, no, I said agent.
Let the backtracking begin.
Zach Fett says, chest rigs? Bye, Sean.
I saw that. I knew it was going to happen.
Harry says Cody's at a grinder meetup.
It's just because from like the attack standpoint, like so many people want to do chest rigs, and I'm like, how can you be simultaneously so prepared to engage someone and also be simultaneously not be prepared to engage someone?
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting because for me, it's the argument that I normally hear is, well, if I have to do like a long range reconnaissance mission, I want like as little weight as possible. And I'm going, yeah, but if you think you're going to be engaging with someone, why would you not want armor?
Yeah, I'm just going to go without.
If you're going to do recon, don't take your firearm. Just go with some binos or something.
Yeah.
I'm not recommending that, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
That's what we should do. We should run and rock both out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Through an overland exercise.
And my thing is this: if you have no potential for engagement, then bring a chest rig, maybe for like bears or something. I don't know. I'd have maybe one mag and then like actual useful things. Sure. So like if I'm like, I have to bring this in case I engage someone. Well, okay, I hope they don't get anywhere near you because you're going to be in big trouble. But I would be way slower. No, there's no doubt there. I would be significantly slower.
Well, and I will tell you too, you're going to be slower, which means you might be breathing harder depending on the rate you try to keep up with. Which as your heart rate goes up and as your breathing gets heavier, your situational awareness goes down. You usually can't even hear what's going on, so people can get the jump on you in those types of situations too. So, like you said, it really does depend on what your situation is. Like if you know you're going into a fight, obviously be prepared. If you think there's even a high probability of getting into a fight, you better be prepared.
Yeah. Maybe if we were patrolling a position, like if we patrol the same mountain, like hey, we hold the same mountain and we have the stash, that's all our gear is, and we're gonna go so we can move fast overland, and we see someone and immediately make sure not to engage, right? Like at that point, like, dude, just don't even bring a weapon, because if you engage, you've made a whole new set of problems.
Sure.
But I mean, I guess you don't want to not be able to come back. I guess I see some of it, but I don't know. There's no point when my pockets aren't the same capacity of a chest rig. Like where am I going to put these 3 mags? Whoop.
Yeah.
That's why you should wear cargo pants, everybody.
Yeah, that's why you wear cargo pants.
They're so useful.
They are. So some interesting comments. So Big Truck says, feel free to tell me to go kick rocks and not answer. Won't hurt my feelings, but you are all obviously based. Are you also men of faith? And I think some of us are. I know we have some discussions about some of that stuff on Discord.
Yeah, I think we're all spiritual. So I think the cool thing is I think the best thing that makes us great is that we don't all share the exact same thought process.
Yeah.
I think we're all spiritual in the fact that we found our own way. And I think that's fine to be the most valuable. So we'll believe that some big person is watching over us. And when I meet him, I'm probably going to arrive semi-violently.
Jack Ledoux, thumbs up. So it's funny. Jack sent me a message on Instagram, and he was like, hey, this was yesterday. He was like, hey, I was able to buy the KZero. I didn't think it was going to be for sale yet. And I was like, oh, I didn't think so either. So I messaged Agilite like, hey, I don't know if this is supposed to happen. And they were just kind of like, well, it is. So Jack Ledoux started it off. I'm blaming him.
No, so I know what happened. I think they chatted with them. Some of their T&E guys, the ones that had signed up for a T&E and to do some other stuff, and just some other people who were involved, had an opportunity to buy a day early.
Okay.
So some people could buy a day early. So that's probably why they have that link, but it wasn't linked on the main site. But anybody could get to it. So I think word made it out pretty quickly. But I think there was only so many they were doing for that initial crew, so they didn't get all sold out.
Danielle's here. Danielle says, I have a Cold Steel SRK and 3V as my main field knife.
Amazon. Yeah. You guys got that $12 thing. I have that one too.
They're pretty bomb-proof.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's fun. People make fun of knives, but like not many people break knives. Like that's not a good knife. But like, man, from a $30 knife to a $700 knife, I probably couldn't break either one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
I don't
definitely break knives.
Well, this is something like,
but you feel a lot better. Like if you break a $15 to $30 knife, or if it bites back and it gets pissed at you and you cut yourself, you don't feel as bad about like throwing it or, or when you broke it.
Well, I always joke with people, like people are always, I feel like they think I need to buy a knife in case I encounter a grizzly. And I'm going, hey, this Kershaw I bought has opened every single box that has come in front of me. Right. And I got it for like $15. So I guess I'm more of a realist when it comes to what knife I should get.
Don't bring a knife to a grizzly fight. That's what I'd say.
Hey, I want to hear this. So check this out. Croak says Agilite sent an email to me and other T&E guys to get it early. The dude says some were T&E. Any ideas who were used could be early, like me and Croak. So I'm curious then, what were your ideas that were used? I'd love to know what influences you have on there. I know they totally stole that Grim Hunter Tactical rear flap. It wasn't necessarily my idea. That probably came from someone else to go ahead and use that. I didn't mention it, but I know. No, it was a pretty obvious one. But yeah, I'd love to know.
Croak says I skipped the KZero, just ordered a K19 3.0 front bag just to get the free shipping on the T&E patches. Ooh, nice. All right, here we go. Danielle says the real survival knowledge we need is what does our field repair kit need to look like? Got to keep the waifu up and running when SHTF.
like pillow repair.
What kind of field repair are we talking?
Yeah, you know, sewing kit.
Oh,
I will say that to you. We should talk about. I've been meaning to do this video for a long time, and I've just never had time. What about thoughts on? I just realized there's a huge reflection in the bed behind me. Gun repair. So we talk about like, I had a whole kit put together. Basically, every piece, full lower parts kit, full BCG, extra bolt on top of that. Pretty much everything minus the barrel that you couldn't switch out. I was thinking like, hey, I would have this as a field repair kit because all these pieces could be changed. Like if a buffer tube, all that stuff. Like, oh, I had all of it. So like all this stuff could be field repairable in under 30 seconds. So I don't know. I thought
you asking me?
Yeah, like would you kind of think the same way? Like I found most people like I want to get an LMT bolt, LMT enhanced bolt carrier group, so it'll never break. I'm like, I'll just carry 2 extra. Like I've never broke a bolt in my life. They cost $70. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, it's for me. I look at what breaks the most on an AR-15, and that's what I would carry. So I might carry an extra bolt, not a whole BCG, but I might carry a bolt and a firing pin, maybe some hand. And that's the thing that I talk about. Like I love all these enhanced triggers and drop-in triggers, but man, give me a tried and true mil-spec trigger. Not because I like it more than others, but if something were to break on it, that's an easy fix, right? I could change out the spring, no problem. You got a drop-in trigger and that thing breaks, like you're SOL.
It's kind of my thought. When I had my pieces, I had a whole no spec triggers, all the pieces in it, pieces and pins in there too. So, but hey, the fancy triggers come apart. But yeah, that's cool. All right, what other? I'm closing this thing behind me. I don't want this stupid reflection.
Yeah, Big Truck for the survival expert. How do we survive this ridiculous administration?
That's probably the $1 million question. I think we're all trying to figure that out right now.
Michael Farley's a little confused by when we started, and it makes sense. He's in Arizona. They don't abide by the daylight savings down there.
Yeah, isn't there I think there's 3 states that don't do it now.
Really?
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, Alaska, I think. Is Jay Murphy here? Jay Murphy could confirm. Is Alaska one that doesn't do daylight savings? I'm like, yeah, I think there's one or two others.
Let's say when I was in Missouri, I was totally talking about there was all these things about bows and stuff. Like there's like all this archery out there. I was like, man, I told Dawn, I was like, oh, I should totally get into bows again. She's like, when would you have time to do bows again? I'm like, oh, good point. Yeah, Charlie, I don't have time for bows. Like, I should be editing right now.
Jardia will give you the bubble guts, the sour apple squirts. Ask me how.
And there is no field repair kit that's gonna help you with that.
Croak says, I save my dryer lint for fire starters.
That's actually a really good one.
That would be like
twisted in like egg carton.
Yep.
And then pour melted wax into the little.
Yep. Yeah, dryer lint is great. That's a good one.
That sounds
Derek Murphy, chat and/or guys on video. What knife do you carry on a vest? I have seen too many videos and never found one people agree on. I'm lost.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I only put knives on my plate carriers and chest rigs for photos. Like 100%. Whenever I put those on, it's always like jabbing me. So like, this thing is going away. Like, good grief. It looks cool in photos. It's about useless for everything else.
So one thing I'll say, Derek, is if you have a specific mission, then you could find a specific tool for that mission. So I had Joe make me a knife that I designed. I called it the Master Key. So it was basically a pry bar with a knife. What's that?
Do you have a picture of it?
No, I don't think so. But it's on my kit that I keep. And so the idea there is if I needed to pry open a window, I'm working in law enforcement, like if I needed to pry open a window or pry open something, I have a tool on me that could do that.
It's like it's like a big, huge, looks like a huge flat blade screwdriver, like huge though.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. And then it has a cutting edge on it that he made, and then he Cerakoted it and wrapped it in paracord. But I don't carry that. I mean, it's on a very specific plate carrier for a very specific mission. Besides that, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, my comment to Derek would be whichever one you train with. You know what I mean? Whatever you're going to be most comfortable, like what Jason was saying, if it's for a specific reason and fulfills a certain function, do it. If it's for close quarters combat, it needs to be the one that you fight with and train with all the time.
And I'll just warn you, if you're going to get into a knife fight in a plate carrier, and so that's the Iron Man knife. I like that. I just like to have mine. I don't make my knives quickly accessible because I'm going to try to avoid a knife fight as much as possible. Maybe like something like a very small shiv knife or something if I'm concealed carrying. But ultimately, I'm trying to avoid a knife fight to the nth degree. So I'm generally like a tactical knife, like a survival knife I'm going to keep in a bag or I'll have with me. But that's something I can open up and get out. We can use to whatever we need to do. But if a quick access knife, man.
No, and there's a lot of like in law enforcement, the K-bar TDI knife. Joe had one that he would carry on duty. I had one that I would carry on duty every so often, and that was one that you keep on your inner belt support side. The idea is if a bad guy were to get a hold of your gun, get hands on your gun, you could put your hand on top, keep the gun in the holster. You can grab that knife with your support hand, and then you go to town. But again, a very specific mission if there's a threat that you think you're going to come across. Yeah.
And a lot of times, some of the knives I carry are almost exclusively rescue knives. Like when I carry like EDC knives, it's like to cut seatbelts, to cut cloths, to cut people out of things, to get them off, not to like, oh, this guy comes at me, we're gonna get into a knife fight. Like, no.
Yeah, there's a lot of great hook blade knife options out there that'll get you out of those situations.
Yeah. Here you go. Prep Bro Club says evasion in an urban setting would be good.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
How
says Asian evasion. That's people that don't like Olight and Hollowstone, right? So Big Truck, is the survival mindset more geared towards getting home in SHTF, bugging out, or SHTF at home, or more mission dependent mindset?
Yeah, what is evasion or survival? What is survival to you?
Again, it's your starting point and end point. So if something bad happens in a home evasion situation where you know you need to get out, then obviously you're going to work through those, in a circle barrier mindset. So if I am restrained, the first things I have to do is get out of my restraints. and then I need to get out of my home. And then do you have a plan in place where you want to go after you get out of your home? Or is something bad happening and you want to get to your home because that's where your family's at? You know, I think it was 2 weeks ago, some folks were talking about bug outs and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, you can definitely have fun and set up, you know, a defensive posture in your own home and hope that it works out. But man, there are a lot of people in urban environments. So my goal is always to get away from people, because people are the things that make your life miserable. So my goal is always to get away from people. That's my personal opinion, because at some point the bodies are going to pile up or you're going to run out of ammo.
Yeah. So it's interesting. One of the things my wife has teased me about, like I'll travel all over the U.S. for work, and I have to go down to Jacksonville in May. And so one of the things that I think about is, okay, if something were to crap would have hit the fan while I'm in Jacksonville, how would I get back to Washington to my family? Who do I know along the way? What route would I take? You know, how long would it take me roughly if I had to walk? Where could I get a vehicle? And I'll spend probably a week mapping this out just in case. And then I like pack it up with me in my carry-on. And my wife is like, "You're crazy. Why would you do this?"
I'm not crazy. I'm prepared.
Do you remember the time you were going to do it? Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. So I work pretty regularly. I was working 200 plus miles away from where I lived. And I was like, I'm going to do a video series where I walk home. Like the idea is I'm in this big urban setting, right? Seattle. How would I get home? And there's actually, I'm sure Sean knows him. There was a SEER guy, Matt, who I reached out to, and I was like, what do you think, man? Is this even possible? Like, what are the rules around? I was planning on like planting caches along the way, burying them. And he was like, I don't know about that. There's some laws you got to look into. But yeah, I was dead set on doing it. Joe was even talking about like, dude, if you do that, I'll fly out there and I'll do it with you.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Heck yeah, it would.
I'm just dying.
Now that Sean's here.
Yeah, but I'm dying for the times we can, like, just the idea of the footage we can get with Sean. And like the things, we need time to do it. But the things we could do with them, be like, he just sets us loose with a map and be like, all right, boys, you have 6 hours. Hope I don't find you.
It's coming, but I'll find you. Maybe, I do know some good areas around where you are at, Walsh. So maybe we'll go surprise you one of these days.
That would be
like a dude, you're screwed.
That's exactly right.
Oh, how good would that be? So like we laugh about this, but me and Sean have actually talked about this video for probably 2 years now, where you set one person off, like you kind of teach them some basic. It's probably what we'll do in kind of this series. We'll talk about it's a little bit of you guys seeing some behind the scenes. You learn a little bit of land nav, a little bit of evasion, and then you basically say, okay, now you got to get from point A to point B. But then every time you get caught, like if Sean catches, he takes something. So it's like, okay, you lost a shoe, or now you have one hand tied behind your back. So the whole thing gets more and more difficult if you get caught. So you really don't want to get caught, or you get now you're wet. Like, oh, great.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That would be like, oh, fantastic. Like, oh, this is the easy one.
A 5-gallon bucket of cold ice water over
that's all we're doing.
Say, keep going.
Keep going. Like, don't get caught again.
Croak says, I blame Garantham's Recce series for the increase in chest rig popularity, influencing. Got some wizards.
It's weird. Right after that, he sold chest rigs. Like you would have never guessed that would have been an actual marketing plan.
Danielle says, we need the deets. How big should our SEER booty stash be, and what do you put in there besides the vibrating pager, of course? Thanks for coming back to us, Danielle.
Is that what it is? SEER booty stash?
Yeah, don't forget about the prison pocket.
Oh gosh.
So okay, and I guess I missed a comment from Prepper Book Club where he wants to say I have the cool youth pastor haircut going on. I probably had the same haircut for 20 years.
Long time.
So
long time.
Yeah.
That's why Walsh's hat is always up like that.
Yeah, because the hair is holding it up. It was hidden to the rest of you guys. But this is everyone else is like, they see my hair like, yeah, he's had the same haircut since he was the first day in the military. So now he says, so the best is the Discord that you're missing, because the dude says it only proves Walsh grew up in the 90s. Yep. It's you have the 90s haircut. Yep. That's all I know. I'm an old man now. I don't know. I can't do anything new now. It's over. And like
Jacob Murphy. Hey, we're just talking about him.
My wife laughed. She's like, how does your hair go from brown to gray and back to brown again?
Magic.
All right. Roderick McCrae. Guys, have you checked out the new Swiss Tech fixed blade? Nope.
Hold on.
Nope.
So if we've never heard of it, now we got to look it up.
Danielle says, my brothers in Christ, let us praise, bow your heads for the passage from the Goods book, the name of the late, great Colonel Sanders. I'm too drunk to taste this here chicken. Can I get a holla holla?
What is up with Dan?
Dan's probably my favorite.
I mean, the fact that
I just told him to keep on not sucking with products. I will say this is the first major release of theirs I didn't jump on. Another YouTuber says Izula 2 is joy and repair is definitely important.
I will say also, though, if you have a K19, I would be hard pressed to get the K0 if I already had a K19.
Yeah, I would say if you have the K19 3.0, you don't need the K0.
I would say the same thing. I think they do fill two different roles, but I think the version 3 is very close. Like if you're happy with the K19 version 3, I don't know if I would be like, oh my god, I got to get it. But if I was leaning more towards the K0 style, then I'd probably be happy with it.
Well, so Shadowman says, could you show us how to set up a stash on our own property, Sean?
I actually think I can do that, and it's not a bad idea. You know what I mean? It's a great, easy way to have access to stuff in a lot of different emergency situations. So yeah, we could absolutely do something on that.
Croak says this is Walsh's secret.
Oh God. I've been putting it. But why would I put it in the rest? Like, why would I just? Oh yeah, leave this part gray.
That's how you get all the colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
You just paint them in, and a pretty tree here, and a pretty cloud here.
This one's from Pepper Book Club. We do this not because it's easy, but because we thought it would be easy.
Oh gosh, that's so true.
If you guys are not following Prepper Book Club, I look forward to his YouTube videos where he just like every so often he'll put a video that's like memes of the month, and it's just it's like 5 minutes of just going through memes. So you guys should be following him on YouTube. He's awesome.
So
or she, I don't know, they.
Sean, yeah, whoever. Can you look up this Swiss
washes a silver fox?
Yeah, I just looked it up. The Swiss Tech 3s.
I think so. They don't look half bad.
No, they don't. I don't know about knives though. So the Swiss Tech 3, it's just the full tang with paracord wrap, and it looks like I'd be curious to see what specific type of metal makeup is in this thing. And again, it's going to be what you work for. A lot of people love Benchmade knives, but we were joking about breaking knives earlier. I've seen a lot of them break when you're really trying to get into and use it for, breaking down wood.
Yeah. I want to see, I would love to buy like one of these like Instagram knives. Those like these $500 knives, and just have you just like go to town with it and just be like, whoops. And it's just like, blap.
I won't say who, but like, have you seen those old like Rambo knives where like it's not even full tang? Like you can hide like some goodies in the handle, and it's got a compass on it.
Yeah.
One of my buddies like showed me that and was super proud of it, and I just like had to shake my head and be like, oh my gosh, never again will you do this in front of me.
Now you know how I felt when you were showing me your ATN like night vision.
I knew we were gonna make fun of that. Still got to get rid of that freaking thing.
I know you need to sell it still. People still get mad to this day. People still get mad about that video. They still get mad.
It's horrible. And if
you just had a comment like a couple days ago,
I feel like I know you commented on it, but like if you could just feel the sheer weight of what that thing felt like in your hands, you'd be like, no.
But Sean, I had to do the whole review, and so I'm having to record it and go through all the menus and hold this thing up. And I had like at points I had to stop, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Because I had been lifting a lot more during that time. I'm like, I have to stop this review so I can rest my arms. Because at one point I had like sitting at the end of it. No one ever saw this. I was sitting in a chair with the muzzle on my deck. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is because I'm having like press. I'm like I never want to deal with this again.
You could go full auto on it and it still drop the nose down.
Too much weight. It's horrible. Oh my goodness.
Here you go. So Croak says he keeps an Aero Oops kit in his carrier admin pocket.
That's something I never thought about.
The dude said that he had some points for them. The modular lower back for various cummerbunds was his main one that he noticed. Also mentioned wanting a flexible structural cummerbund, may have influenced both.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I say now it's flexible. Yeah, it is flexible and rigid because it has that same sliding part. That's cool.
So Jake Murphy says eating snow is the Giardia fast track. And no, he's not from Alaska because it sucks. Jacob Murphy, knives are personal choice. There's too many good ones to list.
Yep.
I think that's something you're going to end
Danielle,
up.
I have a Benjamin SOCP rescue tool tucked in my kit. Knife stays on the belt or in the pocket.
So I was going to say that I think Sean's going to end up reviewing a ton of knives.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to be a go-to. That sock P knife, that sock P dagger is a popular one. Again, it just depends on what you're looking to use that knife for.
And I think that's going to be the interesting perspective you're going to bring people is like, hey, here's what this knife does well, and here's what it doesn't do. And people are going to learn it's a give and take. It's like, hey, you're going to cut down a tree with it. I mean, there's some knives you probably can, and some that you can't. You know, and it's like it'd be good for whittling.
I want to see you cut down a tree with that Swiss Tech fixed blade.
Oh my God. So to go back to that thing, as a survival guy, those full tang wrapped in paracord, you get so much energy transfer from those knives to your hands that it just kills you over time.
Yeah, because you told me, even when I was talking about the Essie, you were saying to look for some of the ones that had like the rubberized grips. That those are some of the ones you like better.
Yeah, so that's why, honestly, or these like these laminated ones. So it's just a bunch of thin sheets that are laminated together. These are nice because I've actually found that they retain their grip better over times because they kind of absorb your nasty skin oils. So it'll actually change the feel of this blade. But these are great for durability, energy transfer, and long-term, like I said, the long-term wear and durability. The rubber handles, you'll wear it down over time. These micarta handles, you can't do anything with.
Which one was that one?
So this one specifically is the Blackbird, the Ontario. Again, we'll get into some others. I actually like and prefer some other ones other than that. But
you really just need to do a knife. I'm telling you, these people are gonna get. Even I want to see it. Like, hey, here's the part I don't even know. Like, here are your specific use cases for knives, and here's what they would rank in these different things. Like, I'm just excited for this different stuff you could bring in terms of that.
I'm thinking of like Cajun. Cajun had probably like 30 knives that he was trying to sell on our swap meet. He's like, I'm really into knives, and they like Microtech, all sorts of knives that he had on there.
Well, and a lot of them, like I said, some of the metallurgic makeups of them, like you can hit them with, a flint and they'll spark. So your knife can be doubled as a fire starter. So it just depends on what you want to do with them.
I'm gonna
Murphy says, I carry a tomahawk overseas over a knife for everything but fighting. Great for making holes in mud walls.
Perfect.
Hey, I got one. I think I'm gonna have to do this eventually. I'm gonna steal one in the future. CK says we all do a review of the Shaw Concepts plate carrier.
There's so many comments on that.
Oh my God. And like I made the joke at the end because I know people are gonna want to see it. Like I made the joke at the end, like I don't want to see it because this is the truth of it. I went and looked at it today. It is $500 to get started, to get a basic plate carrier with no placard, no nothing. I will never recommend that. You can get a Cry SPC for like $210. You can get the full KZero or K19 for $260. I don't even think Spittin' Raisins is that expensive. If you're getting the gear issued to you for free, then you probably want a Shaw Concepts. If you're buying it and you're going to be looking at it from a consumer standpoint, you would never pay that much money. That is ridiculous. Am I going to end up getting one eventually? Yeah, probably. I'm going to say those exact same things on camera. So yeah, am I going to review it? Yeah, one day, whenever I feel like I'll just eBay it afterwards.
Spending that much?
We'll eBay it. I don't want to keep that thing.
Yeah, don't buy it and then give it away to someone.
No.
Hex, the dude
still
has the Goober's belt on his desk.
Maybe we could do, if we do get one, we could say it's the famous TLD Shaw Concepts plate carrier, and then whatever money we raise, we could give to Skinny Medic. Maybe we will just buy one and do something cool with the money. We'll do something cool. We could do something.
Harry says, someone grabs your rifle. The knife's right there, though.
I mean, true, yeah.
Your favorite libertarian says, I tried the TI, but it was too small for my hands. My hand meat would roll over the start of the blade, if that makes sense.
It does.
They have two sizes, so I wonder which one you grabbed. Which got the bigger one? Hell is other people. I don't get it. Michael Farley says, I want a bunker, mostly to use as a man cave, but also for emergency situations.
I'd be mad. Like, I have like a pool table down there and like darts. I'd be like, whoa, I thought this was a survival.
Where's all your survival food? What?
I plan to stay busy. Like,
you forgot to waterproof it, so it just flooded.
Like in galoshes, like playing pool.
Prepper Book Club says, getting home is the plot of a lot of survival SHTF fiction books. Yep.
Yeah. Like
Kidnap Walsh.
It would be fun. And Sean, realistically, something maybe you think about, you probably have you have such a large canvas. I maybe just put this on the back burner, but I would love to see, like, we did this in just as a joke thing on the channel one time, but even say, hey, here's a different scenario. Like, hey, we're going to, even the viewers spell out something for your video. Like, okay, you're at this place. This thing happened. This is what's going on. What is your 6-month survival plan? And then that's like, okay, cool, guys. I'll come back in a month or so with that video. I think that would be cool. Where people could like tell your own kind of story, kind of adventure.
Yeah. So Michael Farley asked, by the way, did anyone else go through SEER school when in the military? Worst camping trip ever.
I think someone here may have.
Another YouTuber says everyone's stuff.
I've dabbled.
Yeah. See,
Dr. Dole's here.
It's a flow.
Got to respect the flow of hockey has going on. Yeah. Harry says to save space, keister your toothbrush.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to go put a hat on now. Like I need to put a hat on and just cover the beard. So there's too many of the men are just interested in what I have going on around here.
Yeah. Croak says that you can buy just the K19 3.0 front bag for like $120 if you already have the 1.0 or 2.0. There you go.
That's pretty awesome. I didn't even know you could do that, because then you basically get the majority of the upgrades.
Yeah. So X-Funk X. I think this is the first time I've seen Jason's face. LMAO. Different person. You think Danielle says Advanced Knife Bro is the #1 knife tuber, followed by Dutch Bushcrafts knife.
That's only because we haven't started yet.
That's true.
If you're called Advanced Knife Bro, you can't be #1. There's no way. Like, that's just not possible. Oh, the best guy is Advanced Knife Bro.
Maybe it is. Jacob Murphy says my TE for Agilite was making it so they could use other cummerbunds because I hate theirs.
And interestingly, that change came pretty late in development.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because my prototype didn't have that. I'm glad they added it. I think it makes it tons better.
Jockitch says you can't go wrong with an Emerson CQ8.
I think it's awesome. Like, I'd love for Sean just to get all these crappy knives, be like, all right, I was told this was good, and just be like that, and just like have him just throw it like whap. Like, nope.
I'd be curious, some basic stuff that I use them for, how long they'd last.
Oh, okay.
The quote unquote torture test.
Yeah. Croak does say watch Advanced Knife Bro. He's funny, doesn't take his channel seriously. Okay, so maybe it's more in line with what we do. So I guess with that title, it kind of goes in line with maybe we'll go give him a follow. We'll go do that right now. Like Thin Line Defense follow.
Your favorite libertarian says, then you must cut down the mightiest tree in the forest with a heron.
Love that movie. Oh, Advanced Knife Bro. He has got like 80.
What is going on with this bike grip ban? Bought a few on sale over a year ago, but don't have any 4473 lowers dated before the announcement. Still build? I would say you do you.
Yeah, I think all manufacturers were actually banned from selling those like 60 days ago. So that's why you're getting a lot of bike handles.
Yep.
Awesome.
Jacob Murphy says Shaw is only for ballers.
I think that's it. And I think that's the thing is like, could we get one to show you? Yes. Would the average consumer, would we recommend the average consumer buys that? No.
Richard Harris says, have any of you read or done the audiobooks of The Borrowed World or The Mad Mick by Franklin Horton? Great stuff. Never heard of those at all, but I'm going to put it on my wish list.
There's some writing downs. I don't know.
So one of the things that we do every year for Christmas, everyone in our family gets 4 gifts. Something you need, something you read, something you want, something you wear. So I'm always looking for good books.
That's pretty cool.
Franklin Horton. Yeah, that way you don't have kids going, well, how come he got 7 gifts and I only got 5? Well, because your camera was $500.
I got one for Sean here too. Prepper Book Club says, what's your opinion on electronic GPS, Garmin, Shunto watches, etc.? I know we talked a little bit about that. You said a little bit about what you use.
Yeah. Honestly, there's a lot of great technology in these things, but they all have a shelf life if you're in a long-term situation. So you can use them sparingly, but I always say if you're going to carry a GPS watch or a GPS like handheld, like only use it when you absolutely need to know your specific location, and then get back to your map and compass, because that doesn't waste batteries. So I've always gotten into the whole idea of utilize your core skills well, and then don't become reliant on your electronics too much, because those will fail you at times.
Like what? Aren't you running the Tactics watch too? I know I don't do a lot with the GPS on mine.
Yeah, I switch back and forth a lot. Like I actually have more or less an old school Sunto. I think it's a core. Again, it's just a regular battery. It's going to last me a long, long time. The Phoenix and whatnot, those are great. Like you can download maps and everything you need on there. And it is way convenient if you're just doing an overnighter or whatnot. But even then, I still carry a backup watch or something like that in a backpack, just because you like cold environments, you'll soak them out really quick, especially if you're using them too much. So it's just not as reliable as I'd like. So build up your core skills and then use those if you can to supplement.
You'll love this though. So I had an old Casio Pathfinder, and someone told me he's like, dude, you should probably sell that. It's probably worth like thousands. I'm like, why? It's like, dude, those watches they were made in like a very specific period of time, and they're super good. So I found it the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like just organizing some electronics, and I just happened to leave it on. I was like, oh, I need to go get new batteries in this. I heard these are still really good, blah, blah, blah. And I just happened to leave it on a windowsill. And just like, I just literally just set it there. And I came back to it the other day. I was just saying to my wife, I was like, no kidding. I turned over and showed it to her. The watch was on. It's easily 25 years old.
There you go.
And it's like, maybe not quite that old, maybe more like 18, but like bafflingly old. No maintenance had ever been done. It still has basic functions like altitude, barometer, compass. It can do all the normal stuff. So it's like, hey, you talk about like a north heading, like this is a watch you could probably just never die.
Yeah. So
I mean, it looks like a brick and a half because it was from like 1993, but
carrying a sundial on your arm.
Like this way.
Prepper Book Club says adding hand meat to the vocabulary. And Jacob says hand meat is almost as good as Danger Digit. My vocabulary is growing from this channel. Croak says I just came up with Danger Digit the other day. Happy to see it's going places.
There you go.
Camp Slappy is a hell of a ride.
Yeah, it sure is.
Not sure if we answered this question yet, CK. So he says, would y'all recommend the KZero for the wife versus the K19? I like that idea. I really do. I think so.
I do. I think so. I think the K19 has a lot of additional bulk. That's a fantastic question. I probably should have addressed that in the video because the KZero on my wife was a lot better than the added bulk that the K19 gave her for a smaller, more petite female frame. Particularly if you're a smaller guy under 5'8", maybe under 160 pounds, 150 pounds, you probably would prefer the KZero just naturally, just because you wouldn't have as much extra material. But particularly for a female frame, I think the KZero would be advantageous over the K19.
Yeah. Mike Farley says, I had a Benchmade Nimravus and loved it. Then it disappeared when I moved. I think one of the guys that helped me move stole it. You should find him and steal it back.
Joe has 2 of those. I was about to get one of those.
Yeah. Jacob Murphy, GPS is great to find your 10-digit and then back to analog after that. Yep. I like that. If you like good mill fiction, check out Peter Nealon's stuff.
Male fiction?
Yeah, I don't know. Your favorite libertarian. Sean, tell us a tale of your favorite backpack for survival lean.
Man, so this is another one of those video series we could do a ton of stuff with. I have a lot of rucks or backpacks that I've used. The ones I'm currently kind of landed on as far as system is my Kifaru pack. I love the Kifaru one right now because what's that?
How do you spell that?
Or I'm sorry, it's the wrong one. Kuyu.
Oh,
Kifaru.
you know I love them.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. Kuyu is what I'm working with right now. Okay. So I like them because their carbon fiber frame is something I haven't seen quite yet, and they were one of the early ones that came out with it. So the reason I love the carbon fiber so much is because it's static pressure. So when you're carrying a lot of weight, it's going to be really structurally sound and keep it solid, and not be a lot of burden on your back and on your shoulders. But the nice thing is carbon fiber has flex to the left and the right. So as you're weaving in and out of trees or up and down over stuff, it's going to have a little bit of give so it doesn't stress your body as much over time. And then the other nice thing about Kuyu is it's kind of more modular. So if you need to throw a larger pack on there you go. You can kind of size up or scale down based on what you want it to do. But I rock that one right there, and it is a phenomenal ruck.
And you guys laugh about it, but we talk about some survival like clothes that we wear that works really well every day, and then also works really well in survival and outside stuff. So Sean's one turned me on to QU for their clothes, and I wear it business casual. I wear it to work, and even then it'd be like, hey, what are you gonna wear if like everything went crazy? Like, probably these same pants.
Honestly, this is a Kifaru top right now. So the other thing that's cool about this system is you can kind of use it as a sling load. So you can throw like an animal in between the frame and the pack, or like for hunters, if you want. I've even rucked in like climbing stands and whatnot. So you could do so many different things with it.
One quick note, because this is worth talking about. Havwell send you the attack pack belt and bag so we can actually get a review. It is literally in a box for Sean on the floor to go out shortly. Like, so yes. So Sean's gonna play with that one because that has like the little rear insert that we're probably gonna talk to him about getting, or just order it. Then he could try out that setup too. I think you're gonna like that a lot. Yeah. Let me stop.
Jacob Murphy says Kuyu looks cool, but no multicam. For the cool people, and rule number 1, always look cool.
Always look cool. I would say that's the number one thing. Like all the stuff I wore today on that video today was from Beyond Systems, and it was all like, again, where did my love for Beyond Systems come from? It came from this guy. He's like, I don't like this stuff. It doesn't fit me right because we're somewhat the same build, but Sean's a good bit taller than me. So I'm like, okay, so like it just fit, like, dude, this stuff fits me like a glove. And he's like, fantastic. Here's some more.
It's yours. I know you just landed on some stuff, but I have another combat top and I think a jacket that I can send you out to, Walsh.
Well, maybe we can give away that. Maybe we can give away the top, but I'll take the jacket. A Beyond jacket.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Dude, why is your camera keeps focusing not on you?
I think it's just like it's confused by the beard. It's like I can't tell if that's a full bear or a human.
It's drawn towards the individual hairs.
Like, let me see.
Yeah, that's it. Alpha Dad says, "You guys still video game streaming?" We haven't in a while. Honestly, we've just been stupid busy, but it's not something we're against.
So I moved into doing 4K video editing. So I have a completely ridiculous like 4080 rig. And I went nuts because I got tired of the editing taking so long. So I am down to play some more Ready or Not.
We can do it, and I could just manage the comments.
Oh, that would be fun. Even then, I mean, even if we get like 3 other viewers in with me. But yeah, if you guys want to do, I'm trying to remember what day I have open. Let's do next weekend. We'll get together. So that's not the 18th, but the 25th. Let's plan on doing another Ready or Not session on the 25th. I don't know if Sean plays games or if your computer's any good. We'll figure it out. But either way, we'll have some spots open. We'll get some people in and we'll do it again. I think we had who we have last
we're
time?
almost out of time.
We are. Who did we have in the stream last time? Do you remember who was in the gaming? I thought it was Crow.
Crow.
Shadow Man.
Yeah, I don't remember who else.
Who'll be doing we can do another one though. We'll figure it out. He's doing the PSA gathering. Yeah, we're not going to that. We love PSA though. I love
Danielle says, for the MPX S-Tac Deodon placard on a Spiritus Thing 2 for a chest rig conversion, or ATS SMG chest rig.
Or
I don't know the ATS.
Look at the Scout rig from Tracer Tactical. You're still going to pay some of those boutique prices, but it's legitimately good. And you're not going to be doing anything from spitting raisins that's going to make you angry.
You're going to have to buy the SMG inserts too for that. So I have a Scout rig. I love it. Just make sure you buy the inserts because I didn't. And it got in and it was all floppy. And I messaged him like, hey, dude, why is it all floppy? He's like, did you get the inserts?
They do?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So message him too on what you need. But I love working with Aaron over Tracer.
And we have a discount code for Tracer.
TLDCO.
Nice.
He makes some cutting edge stuff that isn't so commercialized. You're going to pay a little more for it because he's just one guy.
Yeah, for me, the idea of having 7 magazines on a chest rig that is 1 magazine deep, like it doesn't even stick out as far as this KZero with the pincer placard. It is super slimline, and I have a Duff on top of it. Super slimline. The Scout rigs are really nice.
Yes, and he goes by the idea and the mindset of like to not go more than 1 layer out. So if you're going to go, if you put something there, then you need to start working your way towards the side. So it's just a different mindset that is a lot smarter. He's done some things I think he was doing last year that I think people are just now starting to copy him. I think he could have just dominated the market if he would have dumped some of the stuff he had last year just straight out to the market. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Let's see here. Prepper Book Club. Does anyone actually EDC a fixed blade, or all you all sane and use folders like normal, well-adjusted people? Folders for me, buddy.
I EDC a Leatherman. Like I just use a Leatherman.
I'm a folder.
Which one do you have, Sean? What do you have on you today? I'm sure you have something.
I do. So right now I have the old school DPX Hest. It's not spring assisted or anything like that, but you can lock it, which is a really nice option to have if you're prying a little bit more. And then as I'm carrying it in the pocket, the other nice thing is as you pull it out of your pocket, if you pull it out correctly, it'll catch on the edge of it and it pulls that out, so it'll actually open as you remove it from your pocket. So it opens really quickly. But Slipner steel, which is the same stuff they use in meat slicers, so you can get it pretty fine and it'll hold its edge for a long time. I like this thing.
Yeah, just put that with the Beyond jacket. We'll be good.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Joe Jones says, "Hey Jason, do you have an update on the X95? I was wondering if you're thinking about a Mepro light on it." So I actually talked to my FFL today, and I'm going to have to hold off because the assault weapons ban in Washington State, although it has not passed yet, because it's going to be going into effect immediately when the governor signs it, and it's looking pretty likely that that's going to happen. The cutoff to getting it ordered and actually to my FFL would have been, I think it's the 19th. And my FFL was like, "Look, man, I don't want to order this thing, and then you're delayed on your background check, and then I can't give it to you because the law's passed." So he said no on ordering it. So I'm gonna have to wait until that law is challenged and struck down before I can get one, or civil disobedience. We'll see.
I am 100%. I've done nothing but talk to Jason about that damn Carmel since I've seen it too.
I know, it's so nice,
dude. It's so good. Same too. Jason is currently hunting me. I had to move some optics around for, and I just realized how bad my EDC is, and I was like, Jason, this is not going to work. I need a new EDC. I was like, I'm going to get a Sig macro or something. I was like, go on the hunt for me, find me one. He's like, oh, you just missed a sale. Like, I was like, actually, that's fantastic because that means I didn't need to buy it right this minute, which is great. But my EDC setup is just dated, so we're gonna.
You should get the IWI Masada Slim.
I should just do a Slim.
You should.
I mean,
because it's like $400, $500.
I think it's just good though that it also gives us a variety to show some different stuff. Because actually, that's what I thought about. I was like, I'm just get the Masada Slim, but I'm like, man, it also just removes the opportunity for us to show another carry pistol. So I was like, there's some value there. So
I have a holster for a 365 XL.
Did you sell that one or something?
No, I bought it because I was like, oh, this is a stupid, crazy sale. I'm going to buy this. I don't have the gun, but
you just bought those. No, I ordered. So I told Jason, I was like, I've committed because I already ordered a McKinney X Macro whatever holster. I was like, because it'll be like 9 weeks till I get it. So I was like, well, I may as well order this now. Like, whatever. Oh,
yeah. So it was like March 8th was when the sale was over.
Perfect.
So it was like by a week.
No, it's good because then I don't need to do it right this second. I like how Jacob Murphy says 2011 CCW time. So what's funny is McKinney had an option for the weapon system, and one of them was Staccato P. I was like, no, go to the correct one. Do a C2. Oh, this, yeah. I don't know. I like having my carry be something that's like halfway trash. Like if I just smashed it with a hammer, like the idea of having a carry gun, I can just smash it with a hammer and be like, it's fine. It's what it's meant to do. It's meant to be thrown in the trash.
So Caleb says, when doing the video, Sean, do not forget to address different price points for those that have a very limited budget. So showing off high-end products, maybe list an alternative at a lower price. That's interesting.
Is he talking to me? No, I know. But I'm always like, hey, if you want this absolutely ridiculous.
He's one of those. Caleb's kind of passive-aggressive. Right.
This is the premium Walsh version. Yeah. This is what you can go after.
Yeah. But what if I wanted one from Target? Like, okay, so if you walked into Target and you needed a knife.
Yeah, and it's a great point, though. I mean, there's a lot of great backpacks out there for a lower price point.
Man, Barrel Walsh.
I feel good about this, though. I feel good about this because Croak says he really, really likes his X Macro, and Croak is super particular about stuff. So I'm actually super excited. I'm even more excited than I was before then. And yeah.
There you go. Tactical Java says, let's do it. I'd be down to link up for some Ready or Not. There you go.
Yeah. We'll do it live, too, so people can watch us all playing.
Yeah, we usually set it up live. I wonder if we could stream. I'm pretty sure we could stream on Rumble as well.
I wonder. So I have the new PSVR 2. I want to get this game called Pavlov. So Pavlov is like Counter-Strike, but in VR. I don't know. It has cross. I don't know. It has cross. But I don't know if we could do all this stuff and link it over. I don't know if we actually do it. So let's see.
Attack Mark 5 here.
Listen to this. Jay Murphy said, I'm actually here for Croaks reviews more than TLDs. Hey, I'll be honest with you. Me too. Like, I'm always like, I wonder if this thing is crap. Like, well, Croaks says crap. Like, oh man, I gotta do this whole video. I already know it's crappy.
I want to get that PDP Pro now.
Oh, did Croaks say
and Walther makes they do a military discount.
Doesn't SIG SIG does a military discount, but it's all I don't know.
You got to go through you can find there's a couple dealers in Omaha you have to go through.
Maybe I could.
You should do that. See what the price is there. They used to list their price. They used to have their price list, and Springfield used to do the same thing. They don't do that anymore.
I'm gonna see where what the SIG is. There like a SIG military dealer list somewhere? I think maybe figure it out.
Yeah, you go to the SIG website. There's two options. Like if you're doing a unit purchase or an individual purchase, select the individual purchase and then put in your zip code. It'll bring up stores in your area.
Perfect. If anybody knows,
Gutta says Condor for life. Here's the thing about Condor. Like,
I know where you're going.
In my opinion, you get absolute junk garbage that breaks within seconds, or you get stuff that I have some Condor stuff that has been with me for 13 years, and it looks like I just pulled it out of the package. Like I beat the crap out of it. It looks brand new. And then I have a gun case that the first time I was like zipping it open to get my gun, and the zipper broke. And I was like, what the hell? I went to go pull a strap to like tighten it out, and the whole strap came out.
Yeah, you get one or the other. Like it's either great or just god awful.
So Condor, it was the same last year at SHOT Show as it was this year. They give away these like stupid cheap bags, and you know that they're terrible because they brought like 10,000 of them, and by the end of the day they're like begging you to take these bags home. And I don't know how many times we walked past the Condor booth, hey, you want a Condor bag? Like, God, no thank you. Harry says can't stand communist states. Yep, I feel the pain. I'm feeling the pain here in Washington. Feeling it.
Hey, I think we're starting to run out of time. Do you want to? I don't know if you want to.
Oh yeah, we're running.
Or give
IWI shill. Hell yeah.
Probably want to get that Carmel. I'll be like the worst one. Like, have you guys seen this thing? We'll see. I don't know.
All right, let's see. Is any more comment? We got like 3 minutes left.
We still got to do what's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
What are you
doing? So coming out.
Oh,
I can't say it's a super secret surprise.
Oh, this one's good. So
I am super excited.
Because I don't know much about this. This is an awesome opportunity because I wasn't directly involved in a lot of this. I was super impressed with our community and the way they came together and what we were able to do. What you guys were able to do, because this 100% was some Jason actions and most of the teammates on the channel.
Walsh had nothing to do with this.
Nope. I got to stand back and watch this one, and I was just impressed. So I got to just enjoy it. So those of you on the channel who watch and were part of this, a big kudos. That was awesome of you guys to put this forward, and I can't wait till Sunday. And that's all I'll say.
I got a message that says, "Shut up, Walsh."
Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Stop talking.
Got it. All right.
So that's going to be coming out Sunday.
Okay.
And the people that participated might get a sneak peek.
Sweet. Okay.
Nice.
And so Sean, this is kind of the part of the show where we talk about what we have up and coming. Do you have some thoughts on some initial survival content? Are you still kind of milling through what you kind of want to put together?
I'm still kind of milling through. Obviously, I'm up on Discord. If anybody has stuff they want to see, depending on what the overwhelming majority is saying, I'll definitely go with that. I love land navigation. I think, some of the hype that we've seen with GPSs and watches, obviously knives, we can work a lot of those things. I think that's probably where we'll start.
Yeah, I think if you had a basis of land nav, then you could then talk about how to, like, if you then reviewed fancy watches with stuff on there, you could then still go back to that backbone of like,
I agree.
Okay, you still have this basic of a land nav, but then you could do this.
Yep.
Yeah. So you should have the ability to do a poll You can set a poll on like what people want to do, give them
Yeah.
some options, and they can vote on it in the Discord if you want to do that.
Or you just decide.
Doc
Like,
Dole did that. Yeah, or just
I do what I
forget them.
want.
Do what you want. Because Doc Dole did a poll on like which tourniquets. What is your favorite tourniquet? And there's been like 10 people that have answered that.
Okay.
And it's pretty. It's tough because it's like Cat, Soft T Wide, the RMT Ratchet, and that new Snake Systems ETQ are the ones that got votes, and it's pretty close.
I want to see your test though. I want to see like a realistic test with the smaller surface area of the ETQ. Like, does it make a difference? Like, I mean, being a physics guy, I'm saying like, hey, that surface area is going to mean you have to have more pressure.
Yeah, so for those of you unaware, I know we're kind of over time now. Real quick, so we have a voice chat as well, and so there was one time I was able to talk with Doc Dole on some of the things. Like I don't mind the RATS tourniquet. I've been trained on it multiple times through my agency, and so I'm very comfortable applying it. But then Doc Dole was telling me, yeah, it can work good, but here's something that a lot of people don't think of, and it was something I didn't think of on why the RATS tourniquet may not be a good tourniquet to use. So just interesting. But we're over time, guys. So I want to say thanks for coming out for our Thursday night live chat. We are here every Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Any last mulligans around the room? Anything else we want to say before we close out?
Nope. Working on
guys.
editing.
Yep. And we're so grateful for the community. If you want to continue on any of these conversations, come on over to our Discord. I did not put a link, but I will put a link real quick. Unless Caleb's faster than me. I don't think he is.
That's pop.
Okay. All right. And with that, I will bid you adieu and say see you next Thursday.
Later, everyone.